Hello, hello, hello. It is the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel. It is Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A. The great Andre Lemouche is with us as well, lurking behind the scenes. Doc, it's a big day. SportsEthos.com right now. Rick Kamla's Pop Players for the 2025-26 season is live today. We have talked about it. We have teased it. The B150 is out there as well. The Aaron Brewski 150 is great. Legendary ranking. It's actually 239. He goes that deep, but it's branded the B150. So now my Pop Players are out there with the B150. Tremendous content. Get a subscription. Go to sportsethos.com. It's not a lot of money, folks. Okay, we're going to help you monetize and help invest in sports and make a lot of money on basketball this year if you follow us in our guidance. So, Doc, I have 18 Pop Players in this article. I've got Pop Stars, 5 of them, 6 about to Pop Stars, and then 7 deep fried poppers, which are like the 80 ADP and beyond. And I can't, so I want you to go and subscribe and read this article, right? There's one guy that I'm going to give you. There's one guy I'm going to give you. His name is Luka Doncic, okay? And he's the first guy in the entire article. He sets the tone for the entire article. He is going to set the tone for the NBA this year. So Pop Stars are stars, okay, like Luka, who are going to have a pop this year, okay? So Luka last year, Doc, his numbers weren't great, 28, 8, and 8, right? And so I see him going up to like 32, 9, and 9 this year. And so I explain all of that in there, and I have him above Jokic and all this kind of stuff. It's all in there, but Pop Stars are already stars, but they're going to have a spike in numbers this year, a significant spike in numbers. About to Pop Stars are the guys on their way up, and bam, this year they're really going to hit it. And they might have hit it a little bit last year, but they're going to really hit it this year. And then deep fried poppers, like I said, are kind of deep in draft guys that I think are going to pop and really kind of sort of be league winners because they're going to beat ADP. I think big time. I think they're going to beat the out of ADP. The guys I have on my deep fried poppers list. So there it is, dude. It is live right now at sportsethos.com, and I'm pumped about it.
So it's like sleeper poppers, deep fried popper. I was playing Golden Tee at Johnny B's yesterday. I know that surprises everyone. And I was eating some deep fried jalapeno poppers while I was playing Golden Tee.
How about that?
And the other thing I was thinking about with this is my birthday falls 2 days after Christmas on December 27th. So it's like the B239 came out on Christmas, and today's my birthday, and I get Kamla's Pop Players. And my guy, I turned in my guys column on Tuesday evening, and that thing has 33 players in it, which I think that's probably more than I've ever had before because there's so many guys I wanted to talk about. So that's coming next week. So a lot going on, man. A lot of good content. I'm excited to check out the Pop Players. I haven't seen it yet, but I have a feeling there won't be a lot in there that surprises me after spending this much time with you over the last 2 years.
Right. No, yeah. But go there and check it out and get a subscription, guys, and we're going to help you out all season long. So just between these two articles, and there's so much other content out there, right? We're just talking about a couple of highlights here. You got 33 players from Doc. You got 18 players from me. That's 51 players, okay? And there may be a little bit of overlap, but you get the point. And that doesn't canvas the league, but it gets you off to a great start. And if you draft, okay, if you like if you just kind of like hate some of the guys that we're bringing up here and they're just a no to you, then that is what it is. But if you merge Doc's My Guys list with my Pop Players list and you draft that way, you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose. We're both, we're goats. This is what we do, okay? And if you merge our opinions, and then, like I said on Wednesday's show, and I'll say it again, take my Pop Players, take Doc's My Guys, and print out the B150, which goes all the way to 239 in terms of players. Print that out and then highlight. Maybe I'm the yellow guy and Doc's the orange, right? I don't know how you want to do that, but to highlight Cam's guys and Doc's guys on the B150, which will already have Brews I mean, you can kind of tell the guys he's high on by, wow, Bruce got this guy really high. Wow, Bruce got this guy really low. Okay. Versus like the regular industry-wide ADP. So you can ascertain who his guys are. If you follow that, you will not lose. Okay. I can't promise you'll win your championship, right? I can't. I used to be in the investment space. I can't promise you're going to make 15% on this mutual fund, but history indicates that you're going to. Okay. And so my point is, if you follow us, I will say this, you'll be in the top 3 guaranteed. You'll be in the top 3 guaranteed. I can't guarantee a chip, but you'll be in the top 3. And that's all we can ask for. You want to be in the semis with a chance to win and go to the championship and win the thing. Okay. And we're going to get you to that altar. Now, Doc, let's move on.
While we're talking about promo and sports ethos and all that, we're asking you to spend money and to buy a subscription, and that's what keeps us on the air. But if you don't have any money and you just like watching our show, just like and subscribe to this podcast, because that also helps us along with the people who are buying the product. So anything you can do to help us keeps us on the air. So, and Rick and I like doing this. Like, I don't want to do anything else except this. So let's keep this thing going. Let's keep this train on the tracks.
Subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. Subscribe to our Sports Ethos YouTube channel. And like Doc said, that would help us out a lot. We have a couple of segments here, 3 of them. We're going to do our all fantasy bust team. Okay, that's coming up next. Then we've got a PRA player analysis. That's points, rebounds, and assists. So we've isolated points, rebounds, and assists, and we've got the top 30 guys. And we'll sort of assess, do we like it? And we'll just kind of give you our analytical breakdown on that. And then at the end of the show, we have our FanDuel player specials, which is Cooper Flagg. We have some regular season specials for Cooper Flagg, and we encourage you to go to FanDuel.com and get busy over there. So let's get into this, Doc. Our all-bust team heading into the 2025-26 NBA/fantasy season. I don't know. We will obviously go back and forth here. I did my box score version. I went SFPF, CSG, PG. I don't know why I did that. It was late last night, and it's what I decided to do. So you go first, dude. Give us the first guy on your all fantasy bust team.
Do you want to start with centers and go backwards? Because I started out with point guards. So we'll start with centers. I have a feeling that you went with Joel Embiid here. Am I correct?
That is incorrect.
Okay. Well, then I will mention Joel Embiid because he is clearly a favorite to be a bust this year. The injury news has not sounded great. The injury history has not been great. The games played are never great. But I'm going to go with him as my runner-up bust center. And my actual bust center, I'm going to go with Ivica Zubac, who's ranking in Yahoo and ESPN. Their draft room ranking is really high. His ADP is really high. I think he's going in like round 2 in most drafts. And it's all based on last year's numbers, which were terrific. He barely missed being an all-star. He played 33 minutes a game. Well, that's not happening this year. Brook Lopez is there. I think he's going to play more like 27 minutes a game. The numbers are all coming down. And I'm not saying that you're going to automatically lose if you draft Ivica Zubac, but he's being drafted in round 2 when he should really be being drafted in like round 5 or 6. That's busty to me.
Ivica Zubac is my center.
Oh, man. I didn't think he'd be your center. Dang it. I should have stayed with Joel Embiid.
He is. It's all good, dude. It's all good. I got some goodies on Zubac. His ADP, as I'm looking at it right now, is 28. Doc is seeing even higher ADPs. Let me take you to my second round, okay? And I'm just going to give you like a random cluster of names, all right? In no particular order here. I'm in the second round, okay? James Harden, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes, Josh Giddey, Amen Thompson, Karl Anthony Towns, Evan Mobley, okay? You want to take Zubac over those guys? Are you high on crack? Who would do that? Dude, this is a poison pill because let me explain something to y'all. Ivica Zubac,
high on crack.
I mean, seriously, like a Chappelle skit with like the
You've been hanging out with Charlie Sheen. Like, what is wrong with you?
With the gray, anyway. So Zubac last year was at 16.8 points. Okay, he went 10.3, 10.8, 11.7, 16.8. Something in this picture is not like the other, or whatever the hell that little rhyme was. Okay, rebounds, Doc, went 8.5, 9.9, 9.2, 12.6. Okay, and the blocks are always kind of low for him, right? Field goal percentage is obviously always high. We get it. It's high with all these guys, with the Jared Allens and the Klingons and all these guys. They're great field goal guys. We know that. Duh. But Doc, okay, there's nothing on the back of his basketball card to support him doing this again. This is a career year. This is the definition of a career year. Okay, he played the most games in his career. He played the most minutes in his career. He took the most shots in his career. He did the most stats in his career. And like Doc said, he's not doing it again. So what I would project Zubac for this year, I'll give him 12 and 10. I will. I want to give him 12 and 9 because he's only averaged double-digit rebounds one time, okay? But I'll be nice. He was at 12.6, which is a fat rebound number. So I'll give you 10, bro. I'll give you 10. I'll give you 12 and 10 and 1.2 blocks. Dude, if you draft 12 and 10 with 1.2 blocks in round 2, you're done. You are done. Dude, imagine drafting Jarrett Allen in round 2. Ivica Zubac is going to do Jarrett Allen things this year in round 2. Come on.
In one of my mock drafts that I have done this year with industry folks, Zubac went 16th. And the people taking after him.
Wait. Because I'm laughing at you guys who are laughing at me for the. Okay, please back up and repeat that sentence. I need to hear this. Right?
Crack is whack, Rick. Zubac went 16th in one of my mock drafts, industry mock drafts. I'm not going to say who drafted him at 16, because last year's numbers tell you that that's where he belongs. So the people drafted after Zubac were Jalen Brunson, James Harden, Pascal Siakam, Evan Mobley, Josh Giddey, Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So do not overdraft Ivica Zubac. I'm telling you, man. I'm not taking. He won't be on a single team of mine because I'm not taking him to like round 7, and he's not going to last longer than round 4 in most leagues. I don't think.
Dude, I'm literally blown away with the Zubac thing. Blown away. I can't believe his ADP is 28. I can't believe an industry guy just drafted him 16th overall. It's insanity. We throw that word around like, oh, that's so crazy, man. It's really not crazy. This is insanity.
But if you don't break it down and you don't dive into it, you just look at what he did last year and like, oh, Zubac is awesome. And he had mid third round value last year. Like,
then why are you taking him at 16? Like,
I don't know.
I love you. I gotta disagree with one thing you said. You're like the last year's numbers, support being here. I don't think they do. They're 17 and 12 with 1.2 blocks.
They don't support round 2. They do not support round 2.
They don't support round 2. Maybe round 3, but not for me. You know me. I'm looking for way more goodies and a way like fatter stat line than 17-12 with 1.2 blocks and a 63% field goal percentage in the 3rd round. That's just not how I rock. Some people may be able to make that work. But anyway, I think we've made the point here. Including
high on crack,
including a spicy drug reference early in the show too. So there you go.
Have you seen the Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix?
I do not watch documentaries. I do not have the time.
What?
Dude, we've had I know you do. You bring them up, the 30-30 for this, the 30-30 for that, everything that's ever happened in the history of sports because you watch all these 30-30s. And I think that's awesome. I don't have time.
Dude, the Charlie Sheen documentary is amazing. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
See, if I was going to actually watch some entertainment, sit down and not watch a game and put on entertainment, it would be that. It would be Curb Your Enthusiasm because I haven't even watched the last 2 seasons. I suck as a Curb fan. I probably lost my Curb card right now. There are episodes that I have not seen of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
All right.
And that sucks.
Okay.
But I'm a busy dude. So we press on. All right, let's go to power forward here, Doc. This is our all fantasy bust team. And we just clobbered Ivica Zubac. Dude, Zubac is out in LA right now, probably El Segundo at the practice facility. And he's got a ringing in his ear or some kind of headache. He's like, what is happening to me right now? What's going on? I don't feel good right now because he just got devoured.
He got a couple voodoo dolls, people sticking pins into him.
He just got devoured on the fantasy NBA today.
Zubac, I'm sorry, Ivica. Dude, he was so awesome last year. He was so good.
Dude, I like Zoo. I do.
He's so good.
He's on my team in the Cam Dynasty. Helped me win a chip the last 2 years. Zoo, you're my boy, man, but I'm fading the hell out of you this year in fantasy, bro. It's not – Doc, I've been saying this since the old fantasy show on NBA TV. It's not personal. It's fantasy business. All right. That's one of my oldies but goodies. I've been saying that for 20, 25 years. And it's perfectly applied here. Zoo, we love you, but it's not personal, bro. It's fantasy business. Your power forward on your all fantasy bust team, Doc.
I've got Anthony Davis written down. Do you? Dude, what if our all bust team is exactly the same? I mean, it could. I think it might be. I don't see any. In fact, I'll be surprised if we don't have the exact same 5 guys. All right, so Anthony Davis, we talk about him all the time. He's going to be drafted at number 7 in your draft. And if he only plays half the season, or if he gets hurt, or if he doesn't really care, you're going to lose your league with that pick. He's being drafted at 7. I'm not touching Anthony Davis this year. Yes, when he plays, he's incredible and he can win you your league. But there's so many question marks. Is Dallas any good? They're playing in the Wild West. They're going to get beat up. They may not have any need to play Anthony Davis the last 2 months of the season. Davis gets hurt all the time. He got hurt in his first game with Dallas last year after he got traded. And you know what? I feel like I really haven't seen him that much since he got traded. I feel like it was Luka. Nobody was really talking about Anthony Davis. There's no Kyrie Irving. There's just so many things I don't like about it. I'm not messing with him. And he's got serious bust potential, especially at number 7.
Anthony Davis is, in fact, my all fantasy bust team power forward, the ADP of 7. I understand it. It's where he's been drafted and, the stats, his stats do support being a first round pick. Okay. When you look at the stats, games played is the real number here. Pardon me. So back in 23-24, Doc, that was the year that I called the Davis year, right? 76 games. LA was like championship pursuit, him and LeBron. I just felt it that year, right? And hit it. But let's look at all the games played around that.
Well, I think I called you crazy when you did that as well. I was like, what are you doing? Because Anthony Davis never plays a whole season. And you found the needle in the haystack, right? You found the one season that Anthony Davis played a bunch of games, and that ship has sailed. It's over.
Indeed, it has. So 51 last year, the year before the 76, 56, 40, 36, 62, 56. Now we're back in the New Orleans days, and he actually had pretty good attendance, 75, 75, 61, 68, 67, 64. But that was a young Anthony Davis. That was 24 and below. Okay. He's going to turn 33 this year. This is his age 32 season, but he's going to turn 33 200 days from now or whatever. So I presume that'll be, I don't know, somewhere in the spring. I don't damn know. When's his birthday?
Dude, somebody had a birthday yesterday. Was it
birthdays in March? 80's birthdays in March. So he will turn 33 in March, guys. He's ascending in age a little bit, but it's the games played, man. And we talked about motivation and lack thereof for him. I just don't believe he's going to be fired up and motivated. I knew he was motivated that year. He was coming with LA. He was coming out of wreckage. He missed a million games. Like his reputation was sagging big time. Everybody was banging on him, street clothes, all this stuff. I'm like, Anthony Davis, and there were good reports about his offseason that year. And I was like, Anthony Davis is going to come out and kick ass and take names, man. And look, I don't always hit on these vibes, but when I get a vibe that's really strong like that, it's a very high percentage, right? Because that's not a wild hunch. It's well crafted. We never throw stuff against the wall hoping it sticks. We just don't operate that way. But that year I had a vibe on him. But this is why you got to trust your gut. How many times are you in a draft and like you didn't trust your gut, right? And you maybe you went by your ranking, maybe you went by ADP, but you wanted to do something else, and your gut and your mind are screaming at you, the voice in your head, and you ignore it, and you make this pick over here, kind of like your Paul George pick last year, probably, Doc. And then you're like, damn it, I should have trusted my gut. And so that's one of those deals. Like I trusted my gut with Anthony Davis, and it worked out. But the games played are ridiculous, and Anthony Davis at number 7, I think, is going to be a very, very, very terrible pick for you. We want you guys to play fantasy basketball with us and join Sports Ethos Fantasy Basketball Leagues. Drafts are going to start on October 10th, which is 10 days from now. To join, email support@sportsethos.com, support@sportsethos.com, and the great Andre Lamouche will send you all of the details. Okay, so I think we've made our point here with Anthony Davis, Cade Cunningham, Trae Young, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Devin Booker. I mean, there's all kinds of guys who would be a way better pick than Anthony Davis at number 7. Wouldn't you much rather have Trae Young than Anthony Davis? If you were in the 7 hole and they were both available, wouldn't you rather have Trae Young or not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not drafting Anthony Davis in the first round of my draft, so yes.
And I know you'd rather have Cade, you'd rather have Edwards. I know that.
Cade is who I would target. But
would you rather have Giannis at 7 than Anthony Davis? I know you don't really want Giannis, but if you had to.
Yep.
And you would take Trae Young over Anthony Davis if you had to. The only 2 guys you can pick are those 2 guys. Would you take Trae?
Yes, I would.
All right. Let's move on. I think that's helpful, though, for the first round, because those are the guys that you're going to be clustered and considering when Davis is there. And, I'm just going to take Anthony Davis. Wrong. No, you're not, because you listen to your boys, Doc and Cam on the Fantasy NBA Today and our All Fantasy Bus team. All right, Doc, I sheepishly take us to the small forward, wondering if we have the same guy.
Now I'm worried that we don't, because my guy does not have a strong ADP, and yours might. Does your guy have a strong ADP?
I don't know. I'm just messing.
So you mentioned when I drafted Paul George last year and immediately knew that I had effed up my entire season in that league and it was over. Well, Paul George is my small forward bust this year. Is he yours?
Thankfully, he is not.
Oh, dang it. I want them to all be the same.
I did.
So Paul George is already hurt. We don't know when he's going to play. He just had surgery like a month ago. Philly needs to finish in the bottom 4 to keep their draft pick. And we saw how hard and violently they fought to keep their draft pick last year. And with Joel Embiid's career hanging in the balance and Paul George not even healthy enough to play right now, it could be another tank year for the Sixers. And even if George does play, he's just not that good anymore. He's just not. He's not the player that he once was. He's had so many injuries and so many issues. He's getting older. He's been around a long time. He cares more about his podcast than he does playing basketball. I'm out on Paul George all the way. Now, if you get him in round 10 and maybe then you're good. But just make sure you're not drafting him before the midpoint of your draft, if at all.
With my small forward on my all fantasy bus team, Doc, on the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel, as Doc drinks a Waffle House cup. I saw that.
Gatorade.
Is Gatorade in the Waffle House cup?
There is.
You like the Waffle House cup because it's styrofoam, don't you, Doc?
Well, it had lemonade in it when I was at Waffle House a couple of days ago. I've just been rolling with this cup. It's styrofoam. It keeps my drink cold.
See?
It doesn't sweat. Doesn't get my desk all wet.
See? The
Waffle House knows what they're doing, man. I'm telling you what.
Waffle House cups, kind of clutch. Not mad at it. We're such nerds. It's unbelievable. I know. Guilty as charged. I'm not a dork, though. I am a nerd. I will embrace that. Pretty dope nerd, but a nerd. Have those two words ever been put together? Anyway, Doc, Brandon Ingram. Boy, I'm kind of on one this show, aren't I? Brandon Ingram is the small forward
BI
on my all fantasy bus team because, Doc, he hates
the game.
Basketball. He hates the game, yo. No, he doesn't. How could he hate the game? He couldn't get to this level without hating the game. He didn't hate the game on the way up, okay? None of these guys hate the game on the way up. They get paid. They get famous. They get everything they want on planet Earth. And then they hate the game because they don't need it anymore. Dude, Caitlin Clark is on a slippery slope, perhaps, to like this status. Bro, if she does not go Luka on her offseason, change her body, and dude, she broke down, right? Probably would be in the finals. They lost to Vegas in overtime in game 5 last night without her. But it's the same thing. Like, she's gotten everything now, all the fame, all the cash, all the commercials, and I don't think it's a coincidence that she didn't even play. She played 13 games this year. I don't think it's a coincidence. It can be a one-off, right? And we all move on with our lives. Or is this the new Caitlin? Has she gone all Jason and Travis Kelce on us? Has she gone Mr. Hollywood like Jimmy Butler? Okay. Brandon Ingram, as we get back to him, he hates the game. 18 games, 64 games, 45 games, 55 games, 61, 62, 52, 59. Ooh, he played 79 as a rookie 1,000 years ago with the Los Angeles Lakers at the age of 19. Okay, I can tell you right now, the moment this guy got paid, boop, he powered down. He did. How do I know? Because I follow every bounce of the ball. I follow contracts. I follow timing of contracts. Some dudes get paid and they're good. DeAndre Ayton got paid and checked out. Okay, I'm good. I don't have anything more to prove. I'm a max player. Ben Simmons, same way, okay? And guess what? When you have that attitude, you're a max player for one contract. And then the league gets onto you, and now you're DeAndre Ayton making $5 million. Now you're Ben Simmons doesn't have a job, okay? So that's what's up. But Brandon Ingram, Doc, the stat set's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. Last year in 18 games, 22, 5 and 5. I love that. 1.5 combined defensive stats. That works for me. 2.4 threes. That works for me. He's always a really efficient guy, right? He's a good fantasy player. I acknowledge that. But he never plays. And I know that Andre is he's big on Brandon Ingram this year. And I think Brew is as well. Andre, is that correct that Brewski's got a big Brandon Ingram opinion this year as well? He said not big. Okay. But I'm like, he's on the dead to me list, and this is very, very well documented. And Andre said he's not big on Brandon Ingram, but Doc, Andre's messing with Brandon Ingram. He will take him. Andre does have some hope for him. And to find out where Brandon Ingram is on the B150, we recommend and cordially invite you to sportsethos.com and get a subscription, please. And then you will be able to access the B150 and find out where Brewski has Brandon Ingram ranked, which is valuable information because obviously, Doc, he's a polarizing guy, right? You've got like Andre's over here, like a decent opinion on BI. Like I wouldn't draft him with a 10-foot pole. You wouldn't draft him with a 10-foot pole. And somewhere in between are all of our audience members, you know?
I like the fact that you cordially invited everyone to come check out Sports Ethos and the Brew 239, the B150. So yeah, I don't know that I have a lot more to add to that. I just remember the year Brandon Ingram, probably the last time I saw him play basketball, he had a sprained big toe, and we never saw him again.
I remember that.
Gone. And now, you and I still can't wrap our heads around why Toronto seemingly went all in on this guy and what he's going to do to RJ Barrett and like that. I just don't. I don't know. If you draft Brandon Ingram, you are rolling the dice.
And Doc,
anything can happen.
You bring in Ingram, he's in the way of Grady Dick, a highly drafted guy. He's in the way of Ochai Agbaji, another guy that you like. He's in the way of Jacoby Walter, another highly drafted guy. He's literally blocking all of the young guys that you want to groom. It doesn't make any sense. So BI is the small forward on my all fantasy bus team. Who is the shooting guard on your all fantasy bus team?
I've got Bradley Beal as my shooting guard. All you really need to do is look at his games played. And to start his career off in Washington, he went 56, 73, 63, 55. That's a pretty rough start. And then from 2016 to 2019, he was a games played genius, and everybody got excited about him. He went 77, 82, 82. Now, that was like after the last one of those was the 18-19 season. So that next year, people were like, man, Brad Beal plays 82 games. Brad Beal's a beast. I'm going on. Like, he was being drafted first or second round, and his games played went straight into the toilet. 57, 60, 40, 50, 53, 53. Now he's got playing on one leg again. He's coming off knee surgery. He's not ready for training camp. They say he's hopefully going to be ready for the start of the season. I'm not buying that. He's not going to play in back-to-backs is my guess. And I just see another 53-game season coming for your guy, Brad Beal. I'm not touching him with a 10-foot pole.
Now that he's all LA, I see even more DMPs because a lot of guys go out to Hollywood and they it's just the life, man. I've seen it a lot. Guys, they go out there and they get soft. They just do. It's too nice. The weather's great. All the women, all the lifestyle, all the restaurants. You're hanging out with actors and musicians, and you just lose your way a little bit. And so I don't know. I don't know if that happens to Bradley Beal, but I've seen a lot of guys go to LA and get softer, and this is already a tremendously soft guy. Brad Beal is one of the softest dudes in the history of the NBA. And you're correct. Look at him, Cam. He's rocked up. He looks like a football player. Yeah, I know. I get it. Look at the games played category, okay? Where's the desire to fight through these injuries? I mean, dude, this guy takes a knee to the thigh, and he's straight to the locker room, bro. Bro, it's a knee to the thigh. It's a basketball injury. What are we doing here? I understand that some knee to the thigh quad contusions are like crazy, and you got to get off the floor. But this is Beal, dude. I mean, Doc, check this out. Bradley Beal just got hurt. He just turned something because I blew on him, okay? All right, so your shooting guard is Bradley Beal. I'm kind of over banging on him. It's boring to me at this point. If you guys are still thinking about drafting Bradley Beal, wake up. Stop doing it, okay? That's all I got to say. Josh Hart is my bust at the shooting guard position. Doc, Josh Hart has an ADP of 45. Josh Hart is going to kill teams that draft him in the fourth round. He's going to kill your team. I love Josh Hart in reality. Last year, I loved him in fantasy. Okay, let's go to it, Doc. This is the definition of a career year. Oh, by the way, there's a coaching change you may have heard of, rather big coaching change from Tom Thibodeau to Mike Brown. Mike Brown ain't playing Josh Hart. For those that missed some of our offseason episodes, you're just tuning in now. I've been preaching about this the whole offseason. But Josh Hart ain't leading the league in minutes at 37.6 this year like he did last year. It's not happening, okay? Josh Hart last year, 13.6 points. He had a year back in 21-22 where he did some big things and had a really fat stat line. It was a year combined between New Orleans and Portland. But last year with New York, he didn't beat the point total that year, but he beat most of the other stats. So it was basically a career year. And so 13.6 points. That's dropping, I think, down to 11. He's at 9.6 boards last year. I got him at 8 this year. 5.9 assists. There's no way that happens again this year. I got him at 4. He was 1.5 steals last year. No, I got him at about 1, which is his career average. And he was at 1.1 threes last year. And his career average is 1.2. Cool. I'll give him a 3 per game. So 11, 8, and 4 with a steal and a 3. And you're taking that in round 4? Okay. It's silly. Okay. The year before in New York, Josh Hart played 33 minutes, really, really healthy minutes. Okay. He had 9 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, not even a steal, and right at 1 3 in 33 minutes. Come on, guys. Wake up.
And guess what? There's talk about him coming off the bench. You may have said that. I may have missed it.
No, you're perfect. Continue on.
Yeah, it's just another thing to add to the list. The chances of Josh Hart matching last year's numbers are 0. Like, it's not going to happen. Tom Thibodeau is not there to play him 33 minutes a game, 34 minutes a game, whatever it was. He may be coming off the bench. New York is way deeper this year than they were last year. Like, the minutes are not going to be there. And Josh Hart doesn't sound like he wants to come off the bench. So if they make him come off the bench, he may be pissed off. And if he's pissed off, he may take it out on his opponents, or he may take it out on his coach and his teammates. Like, we don't know which way this is going to go. But the chances of him duplicating last year are, in my mind, impossible.
So who is the point guard, Doc, on your all fantasy bus team?
That would be your guy, Ja Morant. I'm tired of banging on him. It's boring. I'm right there with you like that. I feel, we've done so many shows this summer. We've talked about every player in the league pretty much at some point. But Ja Morant's being drafted too high. Ja Morant, even when he plays, his ranking, the value that he returns to fantasy owners is not great. He is like a 8th round value. He doesn't hit a ton of threes. He doesn't have great field goal percentage. He doesn't get hardly any steals, no blocks. It's just his name is so much bigger than his fantasy game and his reality game.
Well done. And I have a different point guard on my all fantasy bus team, and his name is Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero, coming off a career year. I thought that he was going to have another year kind of like that. I like Tyler Hero. Like, he's been a 25-5 guy, right? So, like, that's been established many times. And last year, he's basically like a 25-5 guy, like a Wade line, a Kobe line. Okay, cool. Right on, dude. Right on. Was cool with Hero this year. Maybe a career year, but it's for me, you diagnose it as a career year, and then is it sustainable? Okay. And so, like, for Peyton Pritchard, he comes off a career year. I think it's more than sustainable. I think he's going to build on last year, right? But with Hero, I thought that his career year would be sustainable, even if we take a little bit of a dip in some but like nominal declines, right? Where it's not really a big deal. But okay, so now Tyler Hero is having surgery. He's out 8 to 12 weeks. We just got the update that it's the long end on this would be 12 weeks out. I'm good. I'm folding. I won't have any Tyler Hero this year. I'm good. Guys, I'm not going to call him soft. I'm not. But look at the back of the basketball card. There's a lot of years with not a great games played total. Recently, he's fixed that, and he certainly did last year. But there is missed games on his resume. There is. And it used to be a thing. I used to look at Hero like, dude, you're missing way too many games, bro. Okay. So, and now he's limping in, hurt, and all this kind of stuff. This is about ADP, Doc. Okay. That's why he's on my all fantasy bus team. 46. You're going to draft Tyler Hero in round 4 and then stash him. Why? Why would you do that? There are badasses in round 4. Okay. Absolute badasses. Let me go to my round 4 here, which would take me to 48. Okay. I have Dyson Daniels in this round. I have Jalen Johnson in this round. I have Derek White in this round. I have Cooper Flagg in this round. I'll stop there. Okay. Like, come on. You're going to take Tyler Hero over those guys limping in with an injury? Come on, get it right. That's so I think he's going to bust on people. If you take him in the 4th round, that's just going to be a horrible pick. You're going to hate it, and it's going to ruin your team. All right, Doc, are you ready to move on to our PRA player ranking analysis?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this, man. All right, PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. We talk about it all the time. So this ranking, okay, it's top 30, is based on combined impact in points, rebounds, and assists per game. It's not looking at the combined stat total, okay, which is what my dumbass would do. Like, I would just add Jokic, okay, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. Okay, that's 22 and 27. That's 49. Okay, done. Cool. Moving on, right? 49 is his PRA. No, Andre Lemouche helped us out with this, and it's weighted, okay, and adjusted to make all of the stats like equally valuable, okay? So like, because if you're a high point total guy, that's obviously going to hike up your PRA, okay? But you know, so it like levels it out and makes it it kind of standardizes it, right? So it's a better list than I would have come up with, I think, is the bottom line here, because it's weighted and adjusted and all that kind of stuff, and it's a better representation of their PRA value, okay? So why do I talk about PRA all the time? Why does PRA matter so much? Why are we even having this conversation right now? PRA is the foundation of head-to-head fantasy basketball. It is the foundation, okay? It's your house. It's the cement that your house is built on. If you don't have points, rebounds, and assists, it's not going to work out. And I know that but I'm going to hit you with the percentages, and I'm going to be great at the 3-ball and all this kind of stuff. You can do it your way, or you check out some of our ideas here, and I'm just trying to help you guys out. I've been doing this, invented it in 1989, and I've been doing it ever since. Okay, 1989 is a long freaking time ago. Okay, I've been doing this almost 40 years. PRA is the foundation of fantasy basketball. And if you're not a huge fantasy gold guy, block, steals, threes, and you want to be more kind of in the percentages and efficiencies and all that, like, again, I discourage you from doing that, but I could live with that. What I can't live with is, Cam, I'm not really prioritizing points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going for this, and that. No. You have to start there and branch out from there. So, Doc, talk to me about how you look at PRA.
I was thinking about reading a promo, but after the disaster that happened to me last week, I may never read another promo again. PRA, my thing with PRA, and I'm not it is the foundation of fantasy hoops. It really is. And the guys who score the most points are the guys who are the really good players in the league. And they generally do other stuff as well. Like Luka, great scorer, but he also racks up the PRA. SGA racks it up. And most guys who score a ton of points, Michael Jordan wasn't necessarily a PRA beast, but he was good. Like, he scored so many points, it didn't really matter what else he did. But if you have good PRA guys, you're going to have a good fantasy team, because half of the really good PRA guys are really good at blocks and steals and threes as well. So It's just like when we say turnovers. I don't care about turnovers because all the good players turn the ball over. They have the ball in their hands. They turn it over. I want guys who have the ball in their hands, and that's going to be PRA studs.
Andre gives us a really cool note here, and I'm going to read it in a moment. Just want to tell you, if you're new to the show, we welcome you. We love you. We're going to have a great year together. We're all in this together. We're helping you win championships. And we want you to ask questions and get involved with us and help us win and give us ideas. Okay. We want you to subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. This is important stuff for us to keep this going. Subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. Also subscribe to our Sports Ethos YouTube channel. And we are going to help you with that. Anyway, and I also wanted to tell you, if you want to join our leagues, we're going to be playing leagues with you, okay, at Sports Ethos. Email Andre at support@sportsethos.com. He said many of you have already been doing this. And when I say this on these podcasts, like it's important for you guys because you're actually emailing Andre and getting in these leagues, and we're forming them and we'll compete with you. So it's a really cool community thing. So do that. Support@sportsethos.com and say, hey, Andre, I want to play fantasy basketball with you guys, okay? So, Doc, one more question here before we get into this list. How do us approach PRA in terms of prioritizing these guys or not? Okay, I think this is an important wrinkle here. All right. If you are a PRA guy like Domantas Sabonis and you do nothing else, you're not a priority for me. Okay. If you are like Scotty Barnes, okay, and you have a kick-ass PRA and you're at least a block, at least a steal, at least a three, bang, that's my guy, okay? You guys know I don't care about percentages. And you said, well, Domantas is so good with – I don't care, okay? I don't care. That's not how I build my team. And I will beat you with my method, okay? I'm looking for 6 categories. That's it. Points, rebounds, assists, and then of those guys, who also gives me the best collection of threes, blocks, and steals. So how would you answer that, Doc? How do you approach PRA in terms of prioritizing the good PRA guys or not?
Just like you did. It's the exact same thing. And I don't even like when I'm ranking my players, I don't say to myself his PRA is this and his defensive stats are these. I just feel like I know when I go in and look at a player, oh, this guy's a 6-cap player. This guy's a 3-cap player. Julius Randle. I bang on Julius Randle every year. And you're like, his PRA is so good. I'm like, and then the other day you really stopped and looked at his D and it sucks. And it's just, he's not my kind of guy. I want 6 category players like you just talked about. I want the PRA and I want the block, steals, and threes. Now, Dyson Daniels is not necessarily a big PRA guy because he doesn't score any points. And he may have an even tougher time scoring points this year with his deep and better that Atlanta looks compared to last year. But I will mess with a guy who might get 3 to 3.5 steals a game. I'm good with that. And I think with block specialists, Walker Kessler's a good one. You don't necessarily care about the other stuff because you need those blocks. And that's a different kind of category. But majority of the players on my team, I want to be 6-cat guys.
All right, so let's get into this list a little bit. Nikola Jokic is number 1, and he also has an ADP of 1. We're taking Wemby over Jokic, but in terms of weighted and adjusted PRA, he's number 1. Chalky stuff. Giannis is number 2. Okay, and I've never hated on his PRA. I hate on y'all drafting him over Luka Doncic, right? I like Giannis. I mean, he's got a ADP of 4. He's the second best PRA guy. And so that's chalky as well. You know, you're going to get 31 points, probably 11, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, it's insane stuff. The rest of his line leaves to be desired. Okay, it's a block, it's a steal, it's no threes, high field goals, and low free throws. Okay, we know all of this. But in terms of PRA, he's number 2. Doc, Domantas Sabonis is number 3 in PRA. okay? And he's got an ADP of 9. And you know that I really dislike the idea of taking Sabonis in round 1, but this is why. He is that good of a PRA machine.
I mean, he's the poster child for PRA with nothing else. Like that's the guy. And I think you can win. I think you can draft Sabonis and win your league, but he makes it hard because you got to go find another big man that you have to draft who blocks shots and hopefully hits a couple threes. And then you got to go find steals. I mean, if you don't get the big 6-cat studs with your first 2 picks, the rest of your draft, you're kind of climbing uphill and trying to get to the top of the mountain, but it's hard and you're getting tired. And I just think you're starting off behind the 8 ball with Sabonis.
And there are so many good centers that you're going to get in round 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're going to be like, damn, that guy's still available. Like, trust us. We've been doing, it's Ayton, it's Pirtle, it's Sarr, it's Klingon, it's Zubats, Mark Williams, Rudy Gobert, Jared Allen. I mean, I could go on, dude. There's so many of them. And you're like, well, none of those guys are as good as Sabonis. I get it. Okay. But it's all about when you get the stats. Okay. You're not going to get a guy like Trae Young in round 2. You're not going to do it. You got to get him in round 1. So I would highly recommend, and I've said this a million times, Trae Young over Domantas Sabonis. Luka Doncic is 4th in weighted and adjusted PRA, Doc. He's got obviously an ADP of 5. And so I'm not going to like sit on every one of these guys. I'm going to kind of read them and then I'll pull out, and then that's when we talk, which is going to happen here. Doc,
are you surprised Luka's not higher?
Well, this is based on last year's PRA. Right, which was good. I mean, it was 28, 8, and 8, but that's not Luka. I mean, I got him at 32, 9, and 9 this year, right? And I think I'm being conservative with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, he went 34 that year in Dallas, and it was like 9 points and 10 assists. I think he went 34, 9, and 10, bro. Okay, so like, I'm trying to be conservative here, and we usually, pardon me, when we do projections, I mean, you're not trying to just be wild and I think this guy's going to do this. No, it's like, it's all stat-based and historical-based, situational-based moving forward. And then you put a dose of conservativeness in there, I think. I think that's important to do when you're doing projections. Cade Cunningham, though, Doc, is at 5. Okay, this is PRA from last year, and it's weighted and adjusted. It's not just the total adding up all of the PRA. Cade Cunningham is at 5. And his ADP is at 8. And this obviously helps to support your big opinion on him this year.
Yeah, I love me some Cade. I hope if I get the 7th pick in the draft, I'm going to have Cade on some teams. I'm just going to leave it at that. And Cade's PRA is awesome. Plus he does other stuff. Plus he's young. Plus he's getting better. Plus he plays on a team that is up and coming. They need him to do well. Like Cade Cunningham is completely greenlit for me.
And the best part of this PRA discussion, our draft tracker lets you customize on the fly with our fantasy draft guide at sportsethos.com. Our draft tracker lets you customize on the fly. You can drop categories as your draft moves along and immediately see who ranks at the top, whether it's PRA, the Wemby meter, which is block, steals, and threes. The Wemby meter, block, steals, and threes, or any mix you're looking for to dominate your draft. And guess what? You can get it right now inside of our draft guide at sportsethos.com. That is an amazing tool right there. All right, dude, I'm completely good in steals. All right, I need blocks. Okay, put blocks in. It'll hit you with all the block guys that you need to go out and get, right? And all that kind of stuff. Man, I'm a little light on threes. Boom, do the 3 thing, and then you'll be able to see it. But that tracker is amazing. As we move on here, these are the top ADP guys from last year, and we're kind of talking, can they do it again? I'm kind of comparing it to ADP here and having a good discussion with my boy, Dr. A. Hall of Famer, by the way, Steve Alexander. I'm Rick Kamla. We have Andre Lamouche with us as well. LeBron James last year, Doc, 6th in PRA and with an ADP of 12. And obviously we have the nerve irritation in his glute right now, which is mildly, I'm not even going to complete the sentence. We're aware of it. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. But LeBron James still hanging in there due to late first round pick. But he was 6 in PRA last year. And I do not anticipate a drop in PRA from LeBron this year.
I think here's what I think his glute injury does to me. I was kind of torn between KD and LeBron. Now I'm taking KD. That's what it does.
Good call.
And then LeBron, he's old, man, and I've been nervous the last couple of years about him. And I think when you said I think LeBron is going to have an FU year and he's just going to come out and ball and get ready to move to a new team next year. I think before you said that, I was leery of drafting LeBron. And then I was like, you know what? Rick's right. LeBron's just going to come out and do his thing and play as hard as he can. And then next year he's going to do it for another team. So I don't know if I answered your question or if I made a relevant point to this conversation.
Very much so.
I've never used the Sports Ethos draft tracker, but I really want to. And the fact that I know that the mathematical minds of Andre Lamouche and Brewski are behind that thing. Like you and I talk numbers, Rick, but those guys I think are like on another planet when it comes to math. And
no question.
And like Andre basically is his own algorithm. So I'm kind of excited to check out the draft tracker this year and give that a whirl because it looks awesome.
Indeed. So Trae Young last year, 7th in adjusted PRA. Again, not the total added up, 7th. Okay. Again, and he has an ADP of 11. Again, 2 spots after Domantas Sabonis. Guys, fix that. Okay.
Is Trae Young moving up your draft board? I feel like you've got a serious Trae Young vibe.
I do, but I love Trae Young, dude. I love him. The guy plays. I got him 7th. I have him 7th. I have him above Cade.
So you're going Trae over Cade.
I'm going Trae over Cade, and trust me, dude. Trust me. That is Trae and Cade is a coin flip, bro.
Are you going Trae over Ant?
No.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
So if people can get Trae at 11 or 12,
come on.
Winning.
And then you're also getting maybe a Bron and a Durant at that same time, right? You're putting Trae with a LeBron or a Durant. Stop the music, dude. Stop the music. But for me with Trae, it's 25 points, 3 rebounds, whatever, but it's like 11 or 12 dimes. He's the only guy in the league that's doing that right now. He's at about 1.3 steals now. We know he's banging 3 threes, and I don't care about percentages. So, yeah, Trae Young is wheelhouse for me, dude. I love the dimes, dude. I love that is difference making, bro. Like you can go into the weekend and you're down to 18 dimes, but you have a Friday and a Sunday game from Trae Young. You're going to win dimes, okay? He's just super special in that category. Jason Tatum was 8th in adjusted PRA last year. We won't talk about that because he's obviously out. Karl Anthony Towns, Doc, was 9th in adjusted PRA last year. And he has an ADP this year of 10. You know that he's a career year fade for me. I'm a second round guy with Cat, right? Like I'll take him in the second round. I'm not taking him in the first round. I'm taking guards. And so I don't really know if there's a talking point there, but at number 10, there sure is. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You may have been like, where's Shai? Why haven't you brought Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 10th last year in adjusted PRA and has an ADP of 3, which obviously I'm not perfectly okay with. I think his ADP should be 4. I think it should be Wemby, Jokic, Luka, then SGA, but okay. Cool. I feel like SGA is being a little overdrafted this year, Doc. I see him in the 2-hole a lot. I think that's a big mistake. If you're drafting him over Wemby or Luka, I just think you're giving stats to the rest of your league. You're just, here's stats for you. Here's goodies for you. You're banging on the pinata. Candy's going everywhere, and you're not eating the candy. You're giving it all away. No, don't do that. But SGA at 10 in adjusted PRA, Doc, versus a 3 ADP. Talk to me.
It's very interesting. It's kind of eye-opening, right? You've got all these other guys in front of him, and they're all fantasy studs. And there's SGA languishing down there at number 10. It's very interesting. And you sort of have a theory or had a theory that maybe OKC didn't need to run him as hard this coming season because he already won his MVP. They got their chip, and they need to preserve him for the playoffs. And I don't know if that's going to happen. I kind of think they're going to go back to the same thing they did last year, again this year, and just try to redo the whole thing. But it is very interesting that SGA is down there at number 10 when he's being taken at number 2 in a lot of fantasy drafts. And all this really does for me is validate the fact that we've got him at 4 instead of 2 or 3.
Yep. Good point, dude. Let me give you Shai Gilgeous. I mean, obviously the defensive numbers are great, right? It's a block. It's 2 steals. It's the Jordan Wade thing. He's actually never been at a block and 2 steals, but I'm like rounding it. 2 years ago, he was at 0.9 blocks, 2 steals. Last year, 1 block, 1.7 steals. You get the point. Hovers around 1 block and 2 steals. But the 3 ball, right? Last year, 2.1, that was a career high. The year before, Doc, when he almost won MVP, he was number 2 in MVP the year before. He averaged 1.3 threes. 1.3, which is garbage. Garbage. Okay. I think what we're trying to tell you is SGA's a little overrated. A little bit. In fantasy, he's a little overrated. In reality, he's not overrated, but in fantasy, he's a little overrated. We move on. 11 in adjusted PRA last year. Anthony Davis, ADP is 7. We've already talked a bunch about him. James Harden, adjusted PRA of 12. ADP of 14, pretty chalky stuff there. Here's another one to talk about, Doc. Victor Wembanyama. When was his name going to come up? Bang, at 13 in adjusted PRA, ADP of 2. Doc and I have him with at 1, all right? And obviously the fantasy gold is what rules the day here with Victor. We all know that. So, but that's interesting, right? Victor's PRA adjusted style is only 13th best based on last year's numbers.
It is, but I don't care. It makes no difference to me. The steals, the blocks, the threes added into an already strong PRA. I mean, he's number 13, right? Like, that's strong. You add in the threes and the blocks, it just puts him straight to number 1. So, and I feel like he hasn't really emerged as the offensive player that he is going to be. Like, we still aren't there yet. So this PRA could easily go up this year too. So not surprising.
I think it is. He was at 24, 11, and 4 last year. 24, 11, and 4. I could see 25. I could see 26. I could see him going up to 12 boards. I could see him going up to 4.5 assists. I don't see him going up to 30 and 15. I mean, it's possible it's Wemby, but I wouldn't predict that or project that. But, this is that, the combined, like I said, how are you treating the PRA guys? I want PRA guys that also give me the fantasy gold or the Wemby meter. And the Wemby meter is named after this guy because last year, 3.8 blocks, 1.1 steals, and 3.1 threes. Okay, that's 3.8 plus 1.1 equals 4.9 plus 3.1 equals 8. 8. Nobody has ever done that. Nobody.
The Wemby meter.
This is where the Wemby meter was born. The fact that this guy rocked 8 Wemby points per game last year. Are you freaking kidding me? Dude, elite mofos are at 5. right? Elite mofos are at 5. Because when I did the list, like there's a bunch of guys that are in like the 5s, like 5.5, 5.3, right? Stuff like that. And they're all looking up at Wemby like, God dang, dude, you're at 8. Okay, so anyway, I think we've talked enough about that. But that was interesting to me that Wemby fell all the way to 13 in adjusted PRA. LaMelo Ball at 14 based on last year's numbers, ADP of 33. We've already served him. Alperen Şengün, Doc, adjusted PRA last year. He ranked 15th with an ADP of 17. But he's another guy that he's being overdrafted a little bit because of the lack of block steals and threes, man. So
yeah.
Let me.
You are correct, and I stuck by my Alpi guns for 2 or 3 years, and this year I'm finally like, you know what? I don't want to spend that high of a pick on a big man that's not going to get me any defense. And with all those centers we've talked about over and over again that you can get later in the draft, and now you can add Al Horford to that mix too, that it looks like he's going to start in Golden State. I just think it's too early to take a guy who doesn't get you the steals, blocks, and threes.
I completely agree. So let me bounce down the list here a little bit, Doc, and go to number 21. Devin Booker, 21 in adjusted PRA last year, ADP of 13. I'm even a little bit higher than that. I'm late first round with Devin Booker. But again, this is based on last year's numbers, Doc. I see him spiking from 24 PPG to 28 PPG. And I think he's going to be at 4 boards and 7 dimes. So that's, and I don't know. So obviously if he does that 28, 4 and 7, that ADP would be much, much higher on this list. And he did not do that last year. So what I'm saying is I think he's going to beat this ranking by significantly this year. Our buddy Ivica Zubac, Doc, in adjusted and weighted PRA last year was 22nd. 22nd.
Was that this show or the last show that we drug him through the mud?
I think it was this show. So we don't have to. I break like it. Everything keeps saying second round. Don't do it. I know that's what the numbers say. Got to be in the second round, man. Second round value, second round PRA. He ain't going to do next year what he did. He's not going to do this year what he did last year. That's the point. That's the point, homie. Ooh, Josh Giddey, 23rd last year, Doc, in adjusted PRA. And he was like 14, 6, and 8 or something, right? Like we talk about his great second half and averaging a triple-double, all this kind of stuff. But his overall season numbers is what dictated this. Bro, Josh Giddey could have like a top 5 adjusted PRA this year. Okay? I think he's going to blow this one out of the water.
Well, what's his ADP? Because he's
20.
I mean, he's being drafted solidly in the second round. Man, I can't believe he went from being an ugly duckling to a fantasy darling in 1 year. Like this time last year, there was one guy, and that was me. Like Josh Giddey. People are like, he can't shoot. He can't do this. He can't and he's so good, man. And I don't think I'm going to have Giddey on most of my teams because he's so expensive now, but he's probably worth it because I think you're right. I think those numbers are going up.
He's going to flirt with a 20-point triple-double this year. I will die on that hill. He is going. I don't know if he's going to average a triple-double. It's going to be 22, 9, and 10 or something. It's going to be just a really, really awesome stat line that you're going to like. Anthony Edwards, interestingly, we have him at 5, 6, somewhere around there in the first round. 25th best adjusted PRA last year. A ton of his value comes from block, steals, and threes. Jalen Brunson at 28, adjusted PRA last year, ADP of 18. Suggests that might be a little bit overdrafted based on name, fame, who he is, stuff like that. I'm probably guilty of that, but I do look at him as a rock solid second round pick. I want to briefly here, Doc, tell you, okay, so Andre Lemouche gave me this list and us this list, adjusted PRA, not just adding up PRA, but it's adjusted and weighted for all the three categories, right? That there's an interesting group of guys that did not make the top 30, okay? I'm just going to read them to you. I'm going to give you the list, and I'm going to give you their I'm not going to give you their ADPs because I think that'll just bog this list down. But these are the guys. These are like these are all except for one guy. These are I'll say this. These are all top 35 ADP guys. Okay, every name I'm about to list right now is a top 35 ADP this year right now, and they did not make the top 30 for adjusted PRA last year. I just think this is interesting. Here's the list, Doc, that missed it. Steph Curry. Okay, right? We got 30 players in. We didn't talk about Steph. That's kind of weird. Jalen Williams. All right. Tyrese Maxey. Isn't this? This is my favorite part of this whole conversation is the guys that didn't make Andre's top 30 here in adjusted PRA, because these are some of my homies. These are some of my guys. So Maxey didn't make it. Donovan Mitchell didn't make it. Kevin Durant didn't make it. Pascal Siakam didn't make it. Evan Mobley didn't make it. Your guy, Jaylen Brown, I'm kidding, didn't make it. De'Aaron Fox didn't make it. And Amen Thompson didn't make it. And Amen's ADP is 34. That's why I said, top 34 ADP. Steph Curry, J-Dub, Maxey, Mitchell, Durant, Siakam, Mobley, Jaylen Brown, De'Aaron Fox, and Amen Thompson not in the top 30 for adjusted PRA last year. I just think that's interesting.
The most surprising name on that list to me is Kevin Durant. How is he not there? That's how bad things were in Phoenix. It was such a dumpster fire that KD can't even be on a list. Bradley Beal can't walk, and what a disaster.
Andre's saying KD was 33rd, so he gave us the top 30, right? And KD was 33rd, so he was close. But and Curry was 35th. But Durant was the name too that I looked at like, how is Durant not on the top 30 here? But interesting list right there. And clearly these guys' value comes a lot from fantasy gold. You think about Curry, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, right? He's not a like an awesome PRA guy. Donovan Mitchell, right? About 24 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, maybe 6 assists. So a lot of their value comes from the fantasy gold, and the PRA might be, I'm not going to say it's overrated, but it's just not quite as high as a lot of these other guys. All right, time for our FanDuel player specials. Cooper Flagg, regular season specials, Doc. Check this one out. Cooper Flagg to record a triple-double in any game this year at a minus 115. Minus 115. Are you wagering Cooper Flagg to have a triple-double this year at a minus 115?
No, not when I can do 2 triple doubles for plus 440, which is the next thing on the list. If he gets 2 triple doubles, it's plus 440 according to FanDuel odds. So I will take that one. He's going to do it. He's going to do it 2 times before Christmas.
You think Cooper Flagg's going to have 2 triple doubles before Christmas?
Yep.
My crystal ball doesn't have the same movie that yours does. I'm big on Cooper Flagg this year, bro, but a triple-double, I don't even know if he has the skill set for that. I mean, he dimed like 4 at Duke. Okay, he had the rock in his hands every damn time. I don't remember like dime time from Cooper Flagg. That's interesting. That is interesting. I'm gonna give that one to you, bro. I don't like either of those. I don't think Cooper Flagg's going to have a triple-double as a rookie. Andre Lamouche, do you think Cooper Flagg's going to have a triple-double as a rookie?
Vegas apparently does.
Vegas most certainly does at a minus 115. So, Doc, I hope that there's a Wednesday night, right, and Cooper Flagg has a triple-double, and on the Thursday show when we come back out and you just bust my balls. See? And give me the Joel Embiid crotch shot, right, the wrestling thing. Cooper Flagg got a triple-double. Can't put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, Cooper Flagg to score 40 points.
Andre says no on the triple-double for Flagg.
He says no on TD. Okay. Cooper Flagg to score 40-plus points in any game this season is a plus 360. Do you think Cooper Flagg's going to drop a 40-piece?
I mean, yes. Don't you?
I don't. This is 40, bro. This is 40. He's a rookie. Next year, yes, all this stuff's possible. I mean, he's a rookie. I gotta.
If you think he's going to average 20, he's probably going to have a 40-point game in there.
It's a very good point. Nah, I'm sticking to my guns, dude. His career, his rookie high is going to be 39 points. It's going to be 39 points.
You might be right about that.
All right, Doc, I know you got to go. I'm going to do these last couple by myself here. We got about a minute left in the show. So Doc's got to run. Doc, we will see you next week, I believe.
On Monday.
Yes, sir. All right.
Peace.
You the man, Doc. All right, so I'll just take you through these last couple here, and we will say goodbye. All right, so it's pretty easy here. Cooper Flagg to score 45-plus points. If I don't like him at 40, I don't like him at 45, which is a plus 2,500. And if I don't like him at 45, I also don't like him at 50, okay, which is a plus 5,000. And again, I'm high on Flagg, but these are nutty numbers for a rookie. Even a generational talent like Cooper Flagg, I just can't get with it, man. I can't get with it. There's better stuff on the board for me. And then last one here, Cooper Flagg to score 30-plus points in his first game of the regular season is a plus 2,500. I'm going to go ahead and fade that one as well. I am curious, though. Let me go to Dallas here real quick. Who do they play in their first game? Where are the Mavericks? Let's diagnose this just quickly here for the Dallas Mavericks and Cooper Flagg. These are our FanDuel futures, and we encourage you guys to go to FanDuel.com and check them out and pull out your credit card and do some investing with them. All right. So the Dallas Mavericks' first game is against the San Antonio Spurs. It is a Wednesday night on it's the later game on ESPN. It's a home game. It's against San Antonio, and I'm not thinking he's going to have 30 points in that game. So I will fade that, and I will not take that bet. But you can go to FanDuel. Cooper Flagg, he's going to shut you up, man. He's going to have 33 against Wemby in San Antonio in game one. Cool. Awesome. Go to FanDuel.com and, put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? Plus 2,500 on that wager. Guys, we are out. One more reminder. Today, this Thursday, my pop players went live over at our draft guide on sportsethos.com. The B150, the Aaron Brewski 150 is over there. It is live as well. Dr. A's My Guide's article will go live next week. There's all kinds of other kick-ass stuff over there. We talked about the draft tracker. We have a ton of other writers doing a ton of other projects in our fantasy basketball guide. Okay, it is the best in the business, bar none. And we encourage you guys to go to sportsethos.com and get involved with a subscription, okay? And also download our app. That's free, the Sports Ethos app, and it's absolutely amazing. One more reminder, please subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed, and please subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. We really appreciate you guys. We will see you again on Friday with me and the legendary Aaron Brewski. For now, bye-bye.